Well, good evening, folks. I'm using a bit of equipment that somebody bought me for my recent birthday. It's like a kind of light thing, and it enables me to do things like that. I can use two hands now. And the purpose of this video is I've had a few inquiries from people about extension cables for the rectifier regulator, and I'd always assumed, wrongly as it would transpire, that this 4-core cable here was easy. But somebody recently said they were struggling, so I'm going to post this video now to show both connectors, the 3-core and the 4-core, and how to undo them. Now, of course, there's the 4-core, and this is the 3-core. So that is on the end of the rectifier. And that's what I'd always thought is the tricky one. It is. And this one has, I believe, that end there on the end of the rectifier. So effectively, you've got that. Now, of course, they're both under the bike when the rectifier's in the stock position. And so they're normally covered in filth and grease and what have you. So it's not immediately obvious how these things work and how to undo them. So I'm going to go through both now in one video, okay? So the 4-core one, which is the output from the rectifier regulator, that's how it would look when it's connected to the wiring harness, like that. So when you get under your bike, if you buy these cables and you're going to re-site your rectifier regulator, you need to get in there, and this is under the bike, as I'm subject to my previous videos. So to undo this, it's often orientated that way when you look at it, with the evap cartridge in front of it. So on the other side of it, you've got that. And this is pretty simple, really. There's a locking tab there. So all you've got to do is pull that across, and then you press this bit, that black bit, and you pull it apart like that. And to put it back together, there are wings on it. You can see there, look. It's got to be orientated correctly. When putting it back together, you have to give a very firm push, because inside this bit is a gasket. It's waterproof, this connector. So you push it and you'll hear it click, okay? Hear that click. And then you lock it. So all that red slide does, it prevents that black spring tab from being pushed down. So when you come to take your rectifier off and you're fumbling about and thinking, how on earth does this thing come apart? Red tab across, press that, and pull. And putting it together is the reverse. So good hard push so it seals on the gasket or a rubber thing that's in there. So you go, you hear it click. And it's clicked together and it won't come apart actually. You can't pull that apart even when this thing's not pushed in place. You know, it's one of these connectors on the bike. They're all different. They all undo differently, and it's tempting to just go pulling away at them. So there it is. So when you're fumbling about under the dirty bike, probably with covered in filth, etc., feel for that. Pull it, push, pull. And when you put your nice new one on, click, push. So that's that one. That's the 4-core. I've done a video about the 3-core before anyway, but here it is. So this is the 3-core connector, and this is the output from the alternator which goes into the rectifier regulator unit, and that is what's attached to the regulator rectifier, that bit. So to do that, you'll see there are grooves inside this slide. When I send these cables out, it's in the open position, ready for loading, as it were. Okay, so if you look at that red slide now, this bit will not go in. So you pull this little tab there, spring, and you pull it, and you'll hear it click. like that. That's in the load position now. Everything's lined up. And on this side, you'll see there are locating pins. So you get those lined up, and they only go one way, and that is not the way. So there you go. That's it. Now that's now in. And then to make that engage, you push down on this, and you have to push with this as well, because this red slide, when pushed, tries to pull that bit in. So watch. You'll see it's pulled it in a bit, and to finish it off, boom, and that's it, done. That's it now connected, and it's locked. So when it comes to undoing this, it's a case of pulling that spring bit, little bendy plastic, and you have to pull that slide up, and it's a good idea to hold this bit by the plastic, not by the wire. Okay, like that, and by pulling that slide, and a combination of pulling the slide up, squeezing this, and jiggling it with this until it clicks, like that, and it comes apart. Now that is not, if you don't know, if you've not done this before, it's not an intuitive block connector. It's quite the reverse. I've known people pull this red slide off and trash it, basically. So you can see the locating pins there. Yeah. So to put that together, well, as I say, when I send these cables out, this is in the open position. So again, to repeat that, to get this to be ready to accept the other side of the terminal, you slide it along until it clicks. Listen, there, and everything, all these grooves are lined up now. This is when I send them out; they're ready to load, as it were. And then that goes in here. So that's now gone partially in. Look. And you just push it. Bit of help pushing this one as well if required, so watch. So it's starting to move in, and that's it. That's locked together now. Sometimes you have to put a lever under this side in like the 1/2 of a long nose plier, just to push that in and give a bit of leverage, because it's going to be covered in filth, probably. So again, that's got to be pulled in. I'm lifting it up, and I'm giving a bit of assistance by pulling this out, look. And it'll click, and out it comes. It won't go that way. It's not orientated. It's got the pins there. It has to be orientated exactly right. Okay, so if that slide is in any way not fully down, this will simply not go in. That slide has to be pulled up until it clicks, like that. Once it's up, that will go together, like that. So it's gone in, so we know it's right. And then you push that down. Bit of assistance here. There it is. And that's it. So again, this little tab here is a little springy bit, look, can you see? It often snaps off, especially with the heat under the bike. So to undo it, when you're fumbling about under there, cursing probably, you pull that in, maybe get a lever under it if you've got to, like a 1/2 long nose pliers, and pull, and it's beginning to disengage now. And I'm just giving a bit of a tug here, holding the block, not the cable, and I'm pulling hard, look, well, reasonably hard. And once it still won't come out until this slide clicks. Listen for it. There. And that's it. And that's what you need to do. So if you do buy these extension cables from me to relocate your rectifier, you're going to encounter this under the bike. And I've done previous videos about where it lives and how it's held on with a cable tie. So it's not difficult once you know how to do it. I didn't, I've learned the hard way. But there it is. So these cables will come ready to load. And that's the wiring harness end. So imagine that's under the bike, you've removed the rectifier regulator and you're going to plug this extension cable in. All you've got to do under the bike is push that on, like that. And that's it. Okay? And to disconnect, that's it. And just to be repetitive, there's your 4-core. So you're feeling under the bike again. Slide across, press, pull, and that's it. I always send video clips out anyway when people buy the cables. So push it together hard until it clicks. So I hope that helps. I've put my email address in the video, in the description. And that's it, that's how you do it. That's both block connectors. And a lot of people have done that mod now with great success. So, there you go. Thanks to my friend Caroline who bought me this thing that holds my phone and casts a bit of light. I hope it's clear in the video, I'll soon find out. In the meantime, take care everybody, and I will post again very soon with some more mods. And if you've done any that you find interesting or think other people would be interested in, drop me a line. Bye for now.